Imagine it's 2035. Your child's entire school day fits into a 90-minute session with an AI tutor. There's no human teacher greeting them at the door, no giggling with classmates while passing notes, no playground bruises, just silence and a blank screen when the tablet is powered off. AI gives your kid instructions, adjusting every lesson instantly around their micro expressions, their pauses, and their size. It knows them inside and out, maybe better than you do. By the time you realize who's really shaping your child's mind, it's already too late to take them back. It is essential to address the forthcoming changes in education and reconsider current assumptions. Contrary to popular belief, the adoption of algorithmic education is not imminent. It's already here. And unless you say something, the school your future kid gets after 2030 will look nothing like the one that you remember. Right now, the White House, Congress, and the biggest tech companies on Earth are racing to inject AI into every classroom. This isn't a pilot project or an after-school app. We have a presidential order. Every grade, kindergarten through 12th, must harness AI to build a future-ready workforce. But several individuals involved in the current rollout appear to have limited understanding of the term AI, occasionally confusing it with unrelated concepts. This isn't about making math homework quicker or grading essays for lazy teachers. What's happening quietly, fast, and with little real oversight is that the ability to think, to truly struggle with ideas, to become your own person, is being replaced line by code. So in this video, we'll go over 3 things. What's already happening in classrooms right now, how AI is quietly dismantling the very process of learning, and the most terrifying, what your child's school will look like after 2030 if you don't step in. If you like videos like these and you want to learn more about how AI will affect our future, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It really helps. All right, let's get real. This isn't science fiction. It's quiet policy. The US president issued an executive order that every school must integrate the fundamentals of AI from kindergarten up. And ironically, the Secretary of Education confused AI with steak sauce. Yes, steak sauce, in her own speech. Yet her department is still pushing to make AI training for teachers nationwide. Policy is one thing, but what about your kids' daily reality? Across America, schools are nodding along, rolling out AI-powered lesson plans without real guardrails, context, or maybe most important, data privacy. Alex Molnar, a director at the National Education Policy Center, summed it up. AI is being forced upon schools without any particular context or funding. Here's the translation. Teachers are told, use these tools, but not given any training, resources, or rules. Why, you might ask? Because it looks good. Because tech companies are promising efficiency. Because it makes schools look modern, while politicians check off future readiness in their next election. Meanwhile, back in the real world, students are already using AI in back channels. Snapchat's My AI bot has over 150 million users, many of them kids and teens, writing homework, summarizing readings, and generating essays on demand. You can ban ChatGPT on the school's Wi-Fi. It doesn't matter. Kids will just switch to whichever app, platform, or AI is left unblocked, or has a workaround on their phone. Teachers and parents don't have a clue how deep this goes. A recent poll found parents guess that only 20 to 25% of teens use AI for schoolwork, but the reality might shock them. In other surveys, it's closer to 70%. That's not the future, that's your child's classroom today. So it's not a theoretical risk, because it's already here. And what AI is doing in your kid's mind, you probably can't see until it's too late. Okay, so here's the dirty little secret about AI in school. It's not just giving faster answers. It's silently teaching your kid not to think at all. Let's talk about cognitive offloading, the fancy term for what happens when technology does thinking for you. First, calculators made us faster at arithmetic. GPS made us better at getting around, but those didn't gut our core mental muscles. AI is different. It writes, summarizes, analyzes, even reflects for your kid, all with the click of a button. But why is that so scary? Because learning, like real learning, happens in the struggle. It's the pain of wrestling with a concept, writing a bad first draft or getting stuck, having to dig for meaning, failing, and eventually finding your own answer. That grind wires your brain, gives you grit, and builds lasting intellect. But what if your child just never has to struggle? Consider the recent MIT study. College students who drafted their essays with ChatGPT from the very start showed lower writing quality, lower motivation, and it even measured brain activity associated with learning. It's significantly reduced. They literally learned less because the AI did the work, and these were adults. Now imagine that for a child whose critical thinking and self-discipline are still being built. Philosophy professor Anastasia Berg calls it the rise of the subcognitive generation. When a machine always stands ready to summarize, outline, and help, students lose the real power to follow an argument, to debate, to write an original, interesting thought. Without that, can they understand a complicated news story, or analyze a contract, or even recognize a political lie? Let's not pretend we're just talking about grades. Strip away the practice of thinking, and something much deeper is lost. The ability to make sense of the world for yourself. The courage to question authority. The grit to solve real-life problems that don't have an answer button. Do you think that's dramatic? Berg warns us, a depleted conceptual reservoir would render our lives crude and our experience of the world undifferentiated and coarse. And worst of all, cognitive degradation threatens our claim to self-rule. Okay, so let me make this sound a whole lot simpler. If a whole generation grows up learning by outsourcing their curiosity to a chatbot, they'll be easy to manipulate, easy to distract, and easy to rule. Pretty scary, right? Okay, so let's fast forward. What does school look like for kids born after 2030? Let me paint you a picture. Step into an ordinary classroom. There's a human adult at the front, but most of the teaching, a screen and an AI tutor. Personalized learning plans designed to fit every child's data profile. Homework, you might ask? Well, it's automatically generated, reviewed, and helped by an algorithm. But what about the teachers? They're troubleshooting tech, answering questions about software, breaking up screen time disputes, not guiding minds or nurturing kids. Here's what really vanishes. No more deep reading. Books are replaced by short text for activity-based learning. No more long-form writing. AI outlines, drafts, and refines essays in seconds. Kids are trained to do mini labs, drag and drop lessons, and multiple choice reviews. The school day is efficient, measurable, and empty. A handful of wealthy parents push for schools with tech-free spaces, real paper, live lectures, and the old-fashioned human teachers. But for everybody else, who might not be able to afford that, AI becomes both the gatekeeper and the gate itself. So what is your kid really learning? If something is hard, let the AI do it. If you're bored, ask the algorithm for tips. If you can't solve a problem instantly, just give up. Teachers have already noticed. Children don't wrestle with hard concepts for days anymore. This probably isn't a surprise to you, but if a solution doesn't reveal itself within minutes, most quit or feed the prompt to an app. So you gotta ask yourself, what actually disappears? And the answer is grit. A generation raised on AI-provided answers learns that struggle isn't valuable, endurance is pointless, and the creation isn't worth the pain. And worse, every keystroke, every wrong answer, every frustrated sigh is logged, analyzed, and monetized. Schools rarely enforce strong data privacy. The real product isn't your child's learning, it's your child's mind. You might think, surely someone's got this covered. They'd never let AI run the whole show unsupervised. But the truth is, policy is a black hole. Less than 1 in 5 teachers reports their school has any formal AI policy at all. Meanwhile, tech companies are shipping new student AI features every quarter, faster than schools or parents can keep up. And the parents? Most are in the dark. They radically underestimate how reliant their kids have become on AI for schoolwork. And worse, the kids and teens don't tell the adults. They sense ignorance, fear, or judgment. The topic becomes a secret language, a code world, a private coping tool. And while we're all distracted by the hype, personalized learning, efficiency gains, leveling the playing field, AI is steadily shaping the very skills, habits, and beliefs your child will carry for life. You were probably told that AI would personalize learning, close gaps, and give every kid a brighter future. But that's not how this ends. If you have kids after 2030, unless you draw a line right now, their school will be a screen, a data pipeline, and a neural net deciding what's right, what's finished, and what's worth understanding. Let's be real here. If you don't fight at home, question your school, and demand real human learning, no one else will stop this process. Because the system left alone will always move to what's easier, more efficient, and cheaper for itself. So before you picture your child's future, picture this: a 9-year-old, alone with a device. Every answer is easy. Nothing truly is learned. No real memory of a teacher who knew their name. Is that the childhood and the future you're willing to risk? Let me know in the comments what scares you most about AI in education. And if you stuck around for this long, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really does help us grow. And until then, we'll see you in the next one.